Welcome everybody. This is Fantasy Knits, a traveling knitter, the podcast. And yep, it's finished. Welcome to another chapter, specifically chapter 25 of Fantasy Knits, a traveling knitter. I am your host, Steph, and I am currently living in Dayton, Ohio. It is August 25th, and it's a Sunday. And we might as well just start off with finished objects, because my Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter is complete. So I'm going to semi-stand up, because if I stand up, I think I'm out of frame. Oop, and I'm like super close. Okay, let's, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna sort of stand, sort of sit. All right, so there's my sweater. I did a little bit of modification on the sleeves, and that's more so because I just wasn't following the pattern. So I was doing the X's, and in my mind I remembered a number 12. So I was like, oh, that can't be 12 inches. It's got to be 12 stitches, or 12 repeats. No, it was definitely 12 inches, because then they wanted the ribbing to be like here. So I actually prefer the way that I did. I don't think I would have liked having the ribbing start all the way up here. But if I do it again, maybe I would try it. So I haven't blocked it yet. The ends aren't woven in. There are quite a lot of ends because I was alternating skeins. Ugh, okay, come back in. So I was alternating skeins, and I had not alternated here, but then I was alternating on the body, and I thought I was going to run out so that I wouldn't be able to alternate nicely here. So then I switched one of the skeins. So I alternated with one entire skein on this thing, or this side, and then I did the same thing for the sleeves, and then switched up the other skein. And then I ended up not doing it for the sleeve, and I just stayed with two skeins, but I didn't switch halfway through like I did with this one. I had 3 skeins, if this makes sense. So this one, like right around here, can't really tell, but right around here, I switched back to a different skein, alternating 2 all the way through, and then just one for the ribbing, So, on camera, you can like really see the pulling. In person, I don't see that. So that's always so interesting. The pulling gets picked up on the camera way more than it does in person. So that's interesting. So yeah, I still gotta block it. For your information, this is the yarn I have left over. I have this from the center lace panel. This is 48 grams that I have left. And then I have these little guys. So total, I have 90 grams left. So I could have, it's basically 3 skeins total. I purchased 4, 3 for the body, 1 for the main guy right here. So I purchased just what I needed, and now I've got 90 grams left of this. They will be socks. Absolutely. And it's summer, I don't have aircon on, so that's coming off. And in case you're curious as to what I am wearing, it's a Rugrats crop top. I love the Rugrats. I am a 90s kid. Yep, so I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 90s. 91 if you care. But yeah, Rugrats was definitely one of my favorite shows when I was little. And I saw this and I bought it. I have worn it in public one time and it was to Warped Tour a couple years ago. So I wasn't going anywhere today. Decided to put it on. So that takes us to current quests. Or maybe I should just finalize or wrap this guy up. So this is the inside now. I think I did a really good job with the floats. So those are the floats. This is the Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knits. And the yarn I used was Fig and Posy in the Barnwood colorway for the body, and then Copper Centaur, gosh, what was this color called? I have it written down. In her Tiger Oak colorway. I knit the size small, and other than the sleeve thing that I explained where I didn't do the ribbing quite, or I didn't start the ribbing when the instructions told me to, I pretty much followed the pattern. I did not do a gauge swatch because I decided that once I got to the body portion, I would gauge swatch that, and it came out pretty much on. Now, this is superwash, so it's going to grow a bit, but I'm okay if it grows in length, and even if it grows a bit wider, I'm okay with that because it's supposed to have positive ease. And so right now it fits just fine, but it wouldn't be a big deal if it got just slightly bigger either. So I'm pretty happy with that, and once the ends are woven in, that is officially my first sweater. Minus the tunic that I made in college from a Twinkle Big City Knits book where you use like jumbo yarn. I held Jiffy Thick and Quick doubled to knit it, and I still have it, and I wear it if I'm sick because it is the warmest piece of clothing I own. But I rarely ever go out in public wearing it. It makes you look so big. It's not flattering. Twinkle knits, if you've seen Twinkle, I feel like it was a little bit more popular when, like, in the early mid 2000s. But they're definitely more high fashion-esque. I feel like the models in there are stick thin. I have happily finished a sweater, and I have a whole bunch more kind of waiting in the back wing to start, but I'm gonna hold off for at least a couple weeks. So for current quests, I really haven't put any work into any of my other current quests. I haven't done anything on that blanket in a while. I haven't touched the shawl, the Tokurao shawl, haven't touched that. And I still haven't put the heel in those stripy socks that I said I was gonna do like months ago. Still haven't done that. Other than that, I don't think I really even have any other active whips. Other than the one I just started. I like to make it a very good habit that as soon as I finish something, I start something. So that I kind of, I'm not in that starting slump. I try to be very mindful with how many whips I have, because otherwise I'm just never going to work on any of them. So since I have had those socks pretty much done for a long time, just not put the heel in, I decided I would start another pair. Now these, I am knitting with these guys. So these are the, in Germany they're called the Addy Crazy Trio. In the US, I forget what they're called in the US. I'm pretty sure I named them when I mentioned that I bought them, but I can't remember. These are the 2.0 millimeter, and ta-da! That's how much I got. So this is a yarn that I got a while ago. I'm pretty sure I got it when I went to Germany the winter or Christmas time of 2006. What the, oh, there's the ball band. So the yarn is Opal Illusion number 9312, and it says Sport Pilot, so maybe that's the colorway, but this is what it looks like. So it's kind of gonna strike with the green and then a little bit of the blue, and then do some stuff with this. So clearly I'm not very far. I'm just doing 1 by 1 rib just to test these guys out. I am so far enjoying them. I kind of figured I would. I think I like them better than double points, but not as much as 9-inch circulars. So I think that's my verdict so far. I find double pointed needles just so slow. Like I knit, and then I gotta pull the needle out and flip it around, and then I go again, and you always have, like, it's clacking the whole time. No, just no thank you. I have double pointed needles just because I believe I've mentioned I think I start in the round a little strange, in that if it says, like with these, I cast on 65 even though my intention is to have 64, because I pull, so let's say I've got the 65 on my needle, I will then knit the first stitch and then pull the stitch that's behind the new one on the right needle. I'll pull it over and off so that my two ends are connected with the actual new stitch that's been knitted and the old stitch that's been pulled over, if that makes sense. So that's how I cast on and start in the round. And with 9-inch circulars, the last time I tried it, it was really difficult to do that. I also have a hard time doing it with magic loop, but with double pointed needles, I think it's because I can get that circumference of stitches so close together, it is easier to do that. I plan to just do a simple sock, nothing exciting about it, and bring that to work so that I've got some knitting that I can work on. I have it in this, that's the wrong side, this Tom's bag. The very first pair of Toms that I purchased are my absolute favorite. I don't have them anymore. They just got destroyed. I bought them, I paid for half of them, my mom paid for the other half, and I got them my, was it freshman year or sophomore year of college in the summer, and I loved them. They had black, tan, and yellow hand-drawn elephants all over them. To this date, they're my favorite Toms I've ever seen. If I saw them again, I would buy them again. Loved them so much. And I have 2 other pairs of Toms now. I just don't like them as much. When you purchase Tom's shoes, you used to get a bag for them. The last one I bought, I did not get a bag, so I don't know if they still do this or not. But I have used it as a project bag. It had been holding scraps of yarn for, I don't know, 5 years. So I finally took the scraps out, and I'm now using it as a project bag again. So this now brings us to On the Horizon, coupled with Smaug's Smaug's Trove. The reason for this is because the On the Horizon thing is inside the new Pom Pom magazine, which, if you were to guess, I think you might be able to. What am I so pumped to start? Why, it's this sweater on the cover. Look at this. Holy moly. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So my thought is to do like a tonal black gray and then a stellina silver for the moon and like everywhere where there's gold. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I kind of did a flip through, but I knew I wanted this, and then there's a mitten and hat pattern that I really liked, so I'm like, meh. I mean, this itself I'm all about. So this is Pom Pom Magazine Quarterly. This is their August 2018, which is issue number 26. I purchased mine at one of my local yarn stores, which is Strings Attached in downtown Dayton, Ohio. I also went there because of something else. They had a trunk show for Nice and Knit. I wasn't able to get to the trunk show, but they had some left over, so I purchased this. So this is the Nice and Knit sock 75/25 in their crab cakes colorway. Really like it. I don't know if it'll be socks or if it will be a shawl. Don't know yet. But that is one of the skeins that I purchased. Yep, look how red my nose is turning. Great. So real quick, let's talk about some of the patterns. So of course we have our sweater, which I will get to. So this is one of the, this is the hat and glove pattern. This is Moon Dust by Melanie Berg. So there's the hat. And then the gloves. So those are both. And then we have Luna by Anna Strandberg, which I actually do like this one as well. I could see myself wearing that. I love the split hem detail. And we have Artemis, which is interesting, but I don't know if I will make it. Kind of just too boring. So the cool detail is the back, otherwise it's pretty much just a straight up sweater. Oh, and Artemis is by Esther Romo. Then you have Hecate by Maddie Harvey. Interesting. It's definitely playing on the get the glare out. Not merino. The mohair trend. So the pink is mohair. Then there is Caradwin, which I do like this one. I could see myself knitting this one, and it is this like cabled sweater. And that's by Fiona Alice. There we go. So here's a full body clip. Then you have Hypatia by Carissa Browning. And this one's interesting. It's two colors, and you can't really tell, but they are kind of like phases of the moon. And then Sina, which is Amy Phillip. I could definitely see myself making this just because it's simple socks that form a moon or full moon. And then we have, in my opinion, the reason to purchase this, Ixel. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but there's that sweater. Gorgeous. Oh, Ishel. Ishel. Perfect. It tells you how to pronounce it right in there. Ishel. Ancient Mayan jaguar goddess of rainbows and childbirth, a medicine woman and midwife who protects against disease and grants fertility. Then we have the sky map. So this one's interesting. You pretty much just knit a shawl, double it over, and then stitch stars wherever you feel like. I'm not sure. I think they give you like suggestions on how to stitch the stars. Yeah, so there's a drawing with ideas of where to stitch the stars and how to do that and things like that. So that's cool, but they kind of say also just do whatever you feel like. Then you have a sweater called Moon Bow by Jewel Kebbelman. This is probably my least favorite thing that's in here. It reminds me of those wall, like weaving, those hangings that people have been making. It looks like there's no shaping on the sweater. Just not my style. It definitely looks like something from the 90s, but I'm sure other people really like it. And then you have some articles in here. It's all very much celestial and moons, and I guess there's only one article in here, or two articles. They call it the Moon Rocks issue. Then, oh no, never mind. Ignore that. They call the contributors goddesses, and then the yarn providers are called the Moon Rocks. If you happen to see this and any of those patterns struck your fancy, I highly recommend going. My yarn store only had one copy and I picked it up, and I think it came out only a couple days ago, so they're going like hotcakes. So I purchased two skeins. One was the Nice and Knit, and then the second one, they're having a clearance sale right now, and so I really had no intention of purchasing yarn, really, but they had Hedgehog Fibers Merino DK on sale for $12. They only had one, or else I would have purchased, two skeins of this. But this is in the colorway Mood. It is a off-white with some brown speckles and orange speckles and a little bit of pink speckles. Oh, and some blue. So, yep, that's what that guy looks like. Not sure what I'll make out of it. Maybe gloves. Gups. We in my family used to call gloves gups because my little brother, who went to college, he moved into college on 2 days ago, but he used to call them gups because he couldn't say his L's or pronounce his L's, and he couldn't pronounce V's, so they were gups. These are the two skeins that I purchased. Yeah, add them to my collection. So we're just gonna put them right here. For a novel idea, I thought I would go, I don't know if old school is the right term, but for me, we're gonna move to middle school. And I wanted to talk about a manga that I read. Yes. And I still love this manga. I have watched a Korean drama of the manga, which I enjoyed. But anyway, so the manga is Mars by Fuyumi Soria. Don't know if I pronounced that correctly because it is Japanese. But anyway, this is what the first book looks like. I don't know. It's like definitely giving you like a 90s vibe. Okay, so it's like not going to focus, but yeah. So Mars is what the series is called, and it's shoujo, which is like slice of life school kind of thing, and normally it's like cutesy and funny. I feel like this one is a little more adult, like there's more adult stuff in it, and it's because it deals with abuse and just relationships, and they're in high school, but I don't know, they're so adult. I freaking loved this series when I was in middle school. So yeah, I did read it when I was before I hit high school, and there are some adult themes in here. So there, like I said, there is abuse. There is, I think, it's not like super graphic, but you get the picture of what's happening. So you follow two main characters, a girl named Kisa and then a guy named Ray. And Ray is like your typical bad guy, like not bad guy, but bad boy. So he, you know, is aloof, doesn't come to school a lot, and he rides motorcycles. So he's pretty cool. And then Kisa is super quiet. She is an artist, but she hates boys. So they like make it seem like it's so weird, but I don't, like, even as a middle schooler reading this series, I was like, I bet something happened to her and that's why she doesn't like boys. So I don't think it's very spoilery for you to know, oh, she was abused between a certain time frame of her life, and that's when she stopped talking, and that's when she became really shy and withdrew from everyone. So it's basically he and her, of course, you know, become friends, become more than friends, and he's trying to figure out like why is she kind of like this, and then it kind of develops from there. So it's 18, I think it's 18 manga in the series. The whole thing is out. Like I said, it came out a while ago. And if you like manga, I would highly recommend reading that one. I thought it was really nice. Like I said, it's not as cutesy as some of the other ones that are out there. I like cutesy. I enjoy Fruits Basket. I have to say my favorite manga other than, okay, so if I would have to say some of my favorite mangas are Mars, Red River, which is also called Anatolia Flower, I think. Red River is about a girl who falls through a puddle, which is like a time warp thing, and then she's taken back to ancient Greece. Ugh, my nose. And then my third favorite is, gosh, what is it called? Okay, I looked it up. My third favorite manga series is Kodacha. And Kodacha is about a girl and a guy, and they're in middle school, which is, when I would read it in my mind, I pretended they were older because I felt like they were way too young to be like, to me middle school is way too young to be having sex. So I always got like a really creepy vibe. If I remember, they don't have sex until the very end of the series. But that one is super cute, really funny, and the way that I was able to look it up was I typed in manga with mom who has chipmunk in here. So her mom has this little chipmunk, and every time her mom is in a scene, and there is an anime for this as well, I didn't watch a lot of it. I read the manga series instead. But anytime the mom appears, she has a different hairstyle, which has some sort of like house for the chipmunk to go in. So Kodacha was also really good. I guess I should have been giving you the names of the authors, but I don't want to look them up. But so there you go. If you want to delve into some manga reading, I would recommend those. I don't read Japanese or characters or anything like that, so all three of those have English translations of them. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode. I'm hopefully going to keep it short. Now, what has happened in my life these last 2 weeks? So I had a pretty calm week the last week. I kind of just sat around and knit or read. I was gonna have a readathon, but then I just kind of didn't feel like reading. So I put up some shelves and yeah. Like I said, my brother started college. He is at the same college that I went to. So my parents came and stayed at my place because I have more space than my other brother. I have this whole room, my craft room. So they slept here, and on Saturday I had a kickball tournament. I did not really realize how sore I would be after that kickball tournament. And it's not like I don't do stuff. So I work out almost every day. I run at least twice a week, sometimes 3. I take typically at least 3, sometimes 5 strength classes. Then I take a HIIT class. So it's not that I'm not active. And then in the winter, so like late fall to winter, I play soccer every week. So you think I'd be prepared for this? No, I don't know if my bed was also the reason. My entire back is sore, my neck is sore, and it could be a combo of like my other workout classes, just kind of, you know, you don't feel sore the day of or the day after, you feel it like the second day or the third day. So maybe this is still from like HIIT, I don't know, but holy shit, my back, my neck, my legs, everything hurts. Not to mention I have a giant bruise on my leg. So during the kickball tournament, a lot of people were punting. So, you know, just tap the ball and then run. So I tried that for the first 2 or 3 times I was up to bat, and I got out every time. So after that I was like, why am I punting the ball? I play soccer. I actually can kick the ball. Like, I can kick it and aim it and normally get it to go where I need it to go. So after that, I got on base every single time, except for one time. So I think that was a success, and I thought I did pretty well with the strategizing. So at one point we had, you know, the bases were loaded, and there, you know, you typically, if someone's on third base, you try not to hit the ball toward third, because it's not like, if someone's got to be out, it should be you, not third baseman. Like, you don't want your third base person to be out. So you kick it straight down the line to first base. So that's okay, I get out, but we get a run in. And then same thing, if I was up to bat first, or up to kick, whatever you want to call it, I got to run to first, there's no one in second and third, I'm going to aim it between third and second. Now, I also definitely would look to see where their key players were. So they had one dude, he was kind of a douchebag. I'm not sorry, he was pretty mean. And so I just had to watch where he was, because he played like every single position. He was not a team player. So you just kind of had to watch where he was and just not kicking the ball towards him, because he would catch it, and then of course you're out. So yeah, that's what I did, and it rained a little bit. My parents came to watch like the end of one of the games. Then we went and got pizza, and then we came back to my place, and then they left. So I was gonna like knit a little bit and watch a podcast, but then I found myself falling asleep during the podcast, so I decided I'm just gonna go to bed. So I went to bed at 6:30, and I'm okay with that. I was tired. I was very tired. I had, I think Friday night I got about 8 hours of sleep, but then Thursday night I got 5. So I was tired. I need sleep. As much as I try to decrease the amount of sleep, if I'm like 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, then I will get 12 hours. I need more than 8 hours. That's just what my body needs. As hard as I try to get it to need less, I need more. It's just how it is. I've been fighting it for 5 years, but nope, I need more sleep. I'm never leaving that teenage stage, I guess. So yeah, I played that baseball, played that kickball game. I actually had a lot of fun. I honestly wasn't looking too forward to it because it was eating up a lot of hours of my Saturday, which my parents were going to be there, so I kind of felt bad. But it ended up being a lot of fun. I really did have a lot of fun. Like I said, I went to sleep and I woke up because my parents called me, and then I woke up again at around midnight to turn all the lights off in my apartment. And then I woke up this morning at 7:30. So I'm doing pretty good with the waking up early in the morning with my goal of being able to wake up early, and I think I'm gonna definitely try to do a lot of my designing in the mornings. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow and this week and trying to sit in here and design for at least half an hour every morning. Hopefully get a game plan and get some patterns out for you. This week I don't have anything major planned. And then this weekend I think is it a long weekend? I think so. I don't know if I have anything planned yet. Maybe I'll go to Columbus because I haven't seen my friends since I left for vacation. So that was in June. I've seen Andrea, but I haven't seen my other two best friends since then. So maybe I'll go up there and give them their birthday present and their souvenirs. So other than that, I think that's it. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. If you have any questions about anything, oh no, let me stop. So I do actually have one more thing, and it does deal with the podcast. I've been thinking about changing the name. Not really changing it, but condensing it. I'm thinking of dropping the fantasy knits part and then just leaving it as a traveling knitter. Now, a traveling knitter, I checked, is already used on Instagram, but a traveling knitter podcast is not. So, I think that's what I'm going to do. And also, thanks for watching, because we have 136 subscribers last time I checked, so that's really awesome. I'm so excited that there's 136 of you that like this enough to want to hit subscribe. That does make me really happy, so thank you. Thanks for listening, I guess. Thanks for listening and watching and commenting and all of that jazz. I don't think I'm gonna start a Ravelry group just yet. I think I'll wait until we hit like maybe 200 or 250, something like that, and then maybe we'll do it. But for now, I don't think it's necessary. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Bye!